Hello there and welcome back to Adie Craft, and welcome to Adie's Adventure episode 12. Yes, I'm standing here on top of the treehouse with my back to the fantasy area, and the iron farm is in the background there. And the thing that I wanted to talk to you about now is behind me, or it will be behind me, more specifically up in the air. And I don't mean the stake or the sun. I actually mean that today I am going to be looking at building a mob farm up here just above me there, with a big drop down into the trees there, as well with sort of a hidden collection system, so that the mobs will just be raining from the sky and just dying on some carpets. They're going to be on some hoppers or maybe some slabs. Haven't decided quite the logistics of it yet, but yeah, I'm going to be building a mob farm of my own design. Really quite simple, but it's got some redstone to it, just with some timings. And yeah, I'm going to build that up in the air. And eventually, I'm not sure if I've got the resources yet, but eventually at some point in the not too distant future, I am going to be then disguising that as a cloud. So it won't look too, out of place there. So yeah, next I need to start collecting some of the resources though that I'm going to be needing, because there's quite a lot of things that I'm going to want in order to get this built. I've set up a little base of operations and started putting in some of the items, and what I realised is actually, although I don't have that many blocks of wool, which was going to be sort of one of the main components for the cloud, I do have an awful lot of iron, and this is only like a fraction of what I've got, because the iron farm that we built a while back is kicking out the iron and nobody's rate, so it's really good. And yeah, just found this little space, this little divot, just a short distance really from the iron farm, still potentially sort of just within the spawn chunk, so I'm not quite sure how that'll work for this, but what I am planning on doing is just digging a little 4x4 collection area here, which is going to be where they're dropping. They're going to be dropping through a 2x2 hole, so even if they kind of move to the sides in the air, in theory they should splat on the collection system there. I can always expand that a little bit if I need to, but yeah, it's a basic thing. I'm going to be digging out this hole and just setting up first and foremost the basic storage system, storage setup. So I've cleared one of these trees out. What I'm also going to potentially do is use one of these large spruce trees and actually create a part of the bubble elevator in there, so that it is actually a little bit more hidden than it would otherwise be. So yeah, that's the plan, and now I'm going to get on with getting this storage system done and then come back to you. Right, I've got the 4x4 hopper dropper space thingy in here, and these 4 blocks here are going to be exactly where the center is, so they shouldn't hit any trees, which is great. And I'll just show you down here, I've got a fair bit of storage all set up. 4 double chests should do it for now, but I can always expand this if necessary, just once the mob drops are all in place. Now I will sort out some decoration for this, but at the moment I just want to get the functionality going. The next thing that I want to do is basically to go up 32 blocks directly straight up in the middle here. And actually let's make that 40 blocks. And that's always a good trick. If you want to go up a specific height, just set yourself a stack of that particular height, and that's going to then be the basic, the bottom of the area. I'll probably then have another couple of just a small drop chute coming out of that, just to make sure everything's aligned so they don't go too far astray and do actually fall on this. But now I'm going to pillar up and start getting myself the platform done. I have got myself a potion of slow falling here, just in case I do drop, because that's going to be quite a big drop. And even with my feather falling 4 boots, I can't quite remember how far you can drop before you actually take a fatal damage. So yeah, I don't want to be doing that. and want to get up there now with some of this iron that we've got here and start building out some platforms. I've decided to bring this up a little bit further, so I've actually gone up 64, so a full stack of blocks to come up to here. And what we've got here is the first level of our mob farm. So what it is a pretty simple design. I think something maybe that I saw Exuma Void do back in maybe Hermitcraft 5 or somewhere. Can't remember exactly, but I think it's been done many times. Basically, you just have a whole bunch of trapdoors here, like so, and then once you open these you can then waterlog them. Let me take these torches out so it doesn't impact this, and then get a bucket. Alright, so what you do is you pop your water in here and you power this block using some redstone behind. So if I can jump up on here, this is going to be where the redstone is, with a whole bunch of repeaters powering the blocks. But then not with that, obviously, or with that. That didn't work quite as I planned. So yeah, let's get something. Here we go. And then it just runs the water down through to the edge, and you have it with an etho hopper clock just at the end, powering it with I think about half a stack. Can't remember the exact timings, but obviously I can adjust those. And that gives enough time to power everything here, and then get everything washed off, ready for it to spawn again. So really, really simple design, but I've used this in a couple of single player worlds that I've had, and it's surprisingly effective. Nothing too complicated. No dispensers or droppers to, well, no dispensers to dispense the water, so it's quite cheap. All you've got is these trapdoors here that we're going to place all the way along, and yeah, it does the trick really. So the only other thing to note is, so that you can't get spiders climbing up above here, is just to then put a layer of slabs above here or upside down stairs. Spiders will still climb the side. I haven't gone too far to kind of make sure that they can't. Eventually they come down, they get washed off, and there's never too many spiders sort of hanging about anyway. Potentially I might put some trapdoors around the two edges so that they kind of pathfind off and get washed off, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, this is how it's gonna look. Again, nothing too crazy size wise. I don't need that many mob drops at present. Did realise that I have built this one block wrong, so I need to move this back one and extend this platform by one, but I'm going to build 2 layers on top of this, then find a suitable tree that's kind of just underneath, maybe that one there, and then use that as basically or grow my own one, but potentially just so I've got something that's in the right place. But yeah, get a tree anyway, and it could be that one, to give me the start of the bubble vator, and then have a bubble vator coming right the way up, and then have an AFK platform in the sky above that, quite a distance above, just so it only loads this, and then you can get loads and loads of stuff for that as well. So this is also spawn here, just down where we've got the iron farm. So of course, with that being spawn, then we don't need to worry about items despawning too much in that sort of vicinity of there. So I think we've got 5 chunks going out from spawn, so it's quite a way. So the iron farm's always running, and when I'm AFKing here, I can be getting some iron and getting some mob drops, and it's all going to be good. So that's the plan, and now to just finish off this first level, and then I'll show you what the redstone is. Well, it's a bit of a break from all the building. I thought I would take the time to light up some of the caves underneath, and one of the benefits, as you can see from my hotbar, and as you can see in front of me, is we find some diamonds. So yeah, I'm going to mine these out, get back to just finishing lighting some things up. I've been doing it for quite a while. It's the same with cave-in generally, isn't it? You start and then you just get a bit carried away because one cave leads to another, but it should touch wood, make a big difference to the to the rates because this is quite close. This is basically a cave system that was right underneath the area in the iron farm, so I've just basically followed this round. But now I think I'm pretty much done. Just a couple of bits to light up, and then back to the surface to finish off the build. I have now finished the second layer and also put a roof on it. However, even waiting around and shearing lots of the sheep, don't know what that torch is doing there, I don't need that anymore. But even waiting around and shearing the sheep lots, this is as much carpet as I could actually get, so I'll have to make sure that I shear them a bit more and then come here and finish carpeting this off. But at the moment I've just torched it, which is good. At least the torches aren't too visible from the edges of this. And yeah, let me just run you through what we've got here. So of course we've got these repeaters going into the blocks, which will drop the trapdoors, which will let the water out. And it's the same, exactly the same on the two layers here. And this is where we need the repeater boost. So the repeater signal comes from the bottom here where we've got the etho hopper clock. Comes up, the power gets fed into this block, which powers this redstone dust, and also the redstone dust coming out the back of it. So you get the signal strength of 15 coming out. Then that brings it round, powers all of these, which have got a delay on, powers this. So you've got a 4-tick delay here, then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 on here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 on here. So all of these basically are timed so that they go off at exactly the same time, which means that they all flow everything off the edge. And yeah, what I will need to do now is obviously just finish blocking this off, and take obviously my bed and stuff out from the inside. And then the next step will be to build myself a way up and down and an AFK slot, just in case anything goes wrong. Put some items in here. So what I'm thinking is getting a tree that's just beneath here, potentially this one, but I may plant a new tree in fact, just so I've got something that lines up with the middle, and have a tree that comes up with a bubble vator inside that tree. And then once it's inside the tree, then I will make sure that I have some more bubble vator going up above, and probably be around 32 blocks I think is the key distance above this. So 32 blocks should be enough to activate both of these at the same time. However, I'm not quite sure how it works with the spawn chunks, because obviously down there we've got the spawn chunks, and the zombie quite happily scaring all of these villagers, spawning some golems. There should be another one that spawns in soon. There we go. So yeah, don't know whether this will actually work all the time or not, but with these two layers it should, and these are just torch spam at the moment. I need to put the water in here as well, just to flush everything through to the center hole. But this should then all be ready. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with 8, this being the 8th block. Yeah. So yeah, just need to take the stuff out off the outside and get this going really. I'll probably do that after I have built up the way up to the top and the AFK spot. But yeah, I'll come back to you once I'm doing that and once that's done. Right, I have created a custom tree. Well, I say a custom tree. I've regrown a tree that's in exactly the position that I want it to be to go up past this. And done a bit of preparation where I've smelted some glass and made some glass panes, and got some kelp and some soul sand ready to go with my bucket of water. Now the difficult part is building up just this outline of the glass panes right the way up as high as I can, just to create this bubble column. And this is going to be a bit painstaking, so I won't stick with you for all of this because I'm undoubtedly going to fall a few times. But yeah, it's all good. I am going to now finish doing this, taking me up into the sky. Right, after a couple of technical issues, I've built my AFK spot here, and let's just pop a torch down. I don't really need one. It's nice to light it up in anyway, isn't it? So yeah, technical issues. We're high enough up and in the right biome that as soon as I did it, the water froze at the top. So putting a block over it to stop the water. I need one more block of glass, just ran out. Well, I actually dropped a couple of pieces and haven't picked them up yet. But yeah, so my AFK spot is 32 blocks above this top one and a little bit above the one beneath. I need to double check that I'm at the right height, but I'm pretty sure I could hear things spawning in there. In terms of getting down, I've got this bubble column going up, which is great. And then if we just do a little bit of a drop down here, you will see as we get there quite a few mobs just plummeting to their doom. So what I have noticed is that some of the drops are going a bit further than I expected, which is fine. But let's have a look at the drops that have been accumulated here. So it's already getting a fair amount of stuff through, so that's good, which is exactly what I wanted. Just a piece of dirt in there. So yeah, I will get some more hoppers. I will get some more of the slabs here and expand this space out quite a bit. But yeah, it looks like it's working fine. It looks like I'm getting some mob drops now. Pretty sure it's not loading unless I'm up there, but I can do some AFKing anyway. That's not a problem now that I've got that done. I've got any glass in here. Only the glass panes. That's annoying, but yeah, I'll go and get some glass. I'll finish that off, and then I'll do a bit of AFKing and see what we can get out the back of it. I've now expanded the platform out so there's hoppers underneath all of this now, just so we shouldn't lose any drops. And as you can see, just actually if you stand here and you hop, you can actually activate the distance. But I'm going to go up there now. I'm going to clear this out. I've also lit the area up because I've been round and cleared out all of the caves. Then there is a considerable amount more mobs spawning in the area as well now. So I had an unfortunate incident with a creeper not long ago. So yeah, want to avoid that if at all possible in the future. He basically blew up a lot of the storage system, so I had to rebuild that. It's all fine. It seems to be working. As you can see, you can see all of the mobs dropping through. So I'm going to empty that out now, as you saw. Pop the stuff in here, and then go up for pretty sure it's working. But yeah, going to go up and do a little bit of AFKing so that it can all so I can get a few more of the drops that I need. So head up here like this, right the way up to the top, past there, that's my drop off point where everything's all going nicely, and then head up here for my AFK spot. So first things first, let's finish this off, make it a little bit more safe in terms of there. We've got a bit of a platform to land on now, and that's much better. And then we still, as you saw, we still have our little drop, so that's just, yeah, you've got to be a little bit careful when you're doing that. But I'm now gonna AFK. I've got a chest to pop my stuff in if I need, phantom protection above me, but all in all, yeah, just gonna AFK for probably 15 minutes and see how I've done. So that's 15 minutes that it's been now since I started the AFK session. The majority of it, pretty much all of it in fact, has been nighttime. So what it has done is showed me that there's quite a bit around this area, as you can see, from a large number of mobs that I do need to light up. Probably not quite as far as that, but certainly on here because it's higher ground as well. But basically, yeah, the outline for the mobs there. They do tend to despawn, but some of them obviously have got armor and stuff. So let's just drop down here into our hole, which we just missed, and luckily it's just far enough away. I think nighttime's gone. Just low enough that it doesn't kill us with feather falling boots, because that would have been embarrassing. But yeah, this is the slight problem. There's lots of baddies in this area. Well, we don't want them. We want them up there. So, yeah, now to light this up. That went straight through his face. And hopefully there'll be no creepers creeping around. So, yeah, I will check now. We should still have got some... Ooh, he's on fire, and so am I. Get rid of him. Yeah, definitely need to light this place up. So that's the next job, and yeah, then we'll see how it goes again. But I wonder if we did get any drops coming through from this. Yes, we did. So there's still quite a lot of spawning spaces in there, and as you can see, it's giving us a decent supply. It's not crazy quick, but it's not meant to be the most efficient farm in the world. It's just one that just keeps chugging along, and that was also hampered massively by the fact that there's so many mobs spawning in this area, so definitely need to sort that out now. Well, a significant, as it's getting dark here, amount of torch spam later. Like, as you can see, I've just headed off, found some more caves as well that I'm going to explore a bit more in the future, but got the main bits of them. You can see from here, as I hold shift very hard, that yeah, I've lit up most of the areas around here now, and I'm just waiting for it to get dark to see what can spawn. There's probably some dark patches, because I mean, trying to light it up absolutely perfectly is just, yeah, it's not going to work. The ground is super treacherous, and I've put so many torches out that I'm actually basically now out of coal. I think I've got a stack on me still, and then half a stack back at the base, and that's pretty much it, I think. Maybe a few bits here and there, but yeah, so many torches out there. But that should now improve the rates of this. That's pretty much as I'm going to do, to be honest. Like, there's going to be some spawning spaces here and there. Just so look, can't see too many things spawn though. So I think I've done that. I mean, there's a dark spot there, but I don't know if that's within range. There's a little patch which I will look. You can see how much I've lit up the other areas that are in the space, because that's literally just on the edge of the spawning. You can see that as soon as they move, they don't actually, they despawn. So aside from that, yeah, there's a little patch as well. So yeah, those few little bits are left, and everything else, because those are the high ground as well. Yeah, just a few little patches here and there, but everything else seems to be lit up, and yeah, really happy with how that's gone. So there we go. All that's left to be said is I'm going to AFK here for a little bit and get some resources. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Again, a bit different, trying to build a mob farm rather than building anything. But I will get back to the fantasy area in the background next episode. I've got some ideas for that. Also, may need to do some mining, so actually may get the wither spawned that we got the 4 wither skulls for when we were in the fortress the other day. So yeah, I'll probably do that, fight the wither, and then I can get myself a beacon, because I've obviously got all of the iron that I need with the iron farm just down in the background there. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed the episode. It's been a really fun one for me. Really been wanting to do this on my world here on Adie's Adventure for some time. If you do want to see a tutorial for this, I know it's not the most efficient, but it is quite simple and quite a fun little farm, then please do let me know, and I'm more than happy to do that for you. But if you've enjoyed it, do hit the like button, let me know in the comments. Really does help the channel. And yeah, if you don't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ding dong that notification bell, and I will see you next time on Adie Craft. Bye.